I'm going to break down this drivetrain and replace it with the carbon fiber prints. And I just wanted to document it, and maybe you can see some improvement areas or let me know what you think. So I'm going to get right to it. There's just two bolts that hold the motor mount, pretty easy to remove. These carbon fiber bolts are a little bit more sticky than the PET G, but everything fits perfect. Allen bolt here. I usually take the treads off first, but I wanted to demonstrate this for you. So you can see how nice these treads actually work when the motor is removed. I was going to stop developing these treads and just work on these TPU treads, but more than likely I'll keep developing them after I've updated the drive shafts to that 12mm drive shaft, got everything tight. I couldn't be happier with how the original design works. There's a little pin in here, and you just got to remove it. And that's it. The whole tread comes off. You can roll it up. I was thinking of making a little container for everything if you have different pieces or you wanted to break the whole tank down. All right, so next I usually take the wheel off. There's 4 bolts for that. And then for the gearbox, there's 4 nuts that I have on the front here. Make it a little easier to access. And then usually I push these in a bit, the bolts. The gearbox usually just kind of snaps out. I did try to make this really modular to where you can just roll it out. And that's it. Now we just pull the front piece off. Get these bolts out. So the way I get this gear out, I just kind of push it from the inside. Pops right out. The bearing usually stays in there because I sand this down just enough to where, the force is more inside the gear. So the way this works is one of the pain points when I was originally designing is this pin would break. So I made this inset that actually screws in there, and you can make it real tight. And then if this continues to break, which I don't feel like it will anymore, I would come up with another solution. The only other big change is this is my design, these kind of square cutouts, and this is the original prototype design with the circular cutouts. So some cosmetic changes, and then maybe inset this gear a little bit. But other than that, there's not much going on for upgrading or optimizing the gear set. And you can see the drive shaft with the gear is tight. I mean, it's really nice. So here's the carbon fiber gearbox container. I already sanded this down. Should just snap right in. And it snapped right into place. And you can see how nice that is stable and held. Got a little extra room there. I think I didn't get it all the way. So that just slides right in there, just like that. Super easy, super modular. If you wanted to use different motors, you could swap them out. I haven't printed the carbon fiber nuts yet, but I haven't decided if I'm going to. until maybe version 3, or I have like some extra carbon fiber on the spool, and just check them out. I don't think they're necessary. So these bolts go in from the back, and then the drive shaft does have, I've centered it as best as possible. A couple of the most, the little more finer details I'm working on, but this newest build is pretty close. I think you can have it either way. I do want to make sure before I go into production that the whole thing is perfect. Listen to how nice and perfect that is. All right, so like I said, I made this to where it just kind of rolls in, snaps into place. And then just the last 4 nuts. So you can see how modular I created this. And if you noticed anything that I can make better, just let me know. I'll try my best to make it more modular. Right now it's just vertical um, for the gearbox, but I do want to go with like a horizontal, and I do want to give the ability for like a crawler type drive train where you're driving 2 wheels, and that's going to take a little work, but not much. I think I just need to go to like a 44 tooth gear in the bottom here to give me a little bit more space between this middle gear, and then make it like a drive shaft connector post, and we'd be good to go. I mean, then we could go full RC, have like a angle drive for the motor, make it real cool, and then build a steering system also. So have some modular components. I also got this mini LiDAR, super small, smaller than I thought, but whatever, cool. I'm gonna try to get that on the TankBot to give it a little bit more intelligent movement, so I'm not crashing it all the dang time, breaking stuff. But other than that, this is like a version 2 build, but it's still version 1 prototype. I don't feel like I ever made it to past the version 1 prototype. If you watched the whole video, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think.